Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now, many months ago, I made a video on wireless redstone, and I thought it's about time that I did do an update. Now that at that stage when I made the video, you only had a testful block. You didn't have scoreboards at all yet. So I kind of made it using XP, and if I was at a certain XP, it'll open the door and so forth. Okay, but with the new set block commands and testful block commands, we finally have complete and utter wireless redstone. So as you can see, there's nothing at all that connects these four doors to anything at all. It's just free floating in air, and you'll see that I've got my control block here, or my remote control over here, that's also completely and utterly free floating. It's not connected to anything anywhere at all. Okay, so first off, at the bottom of the block, I have a switch that just turns everything on and turns everything open. So it opens up all of the doors and turns on all of the lights. So if I flip it off, okay, it just closes everything up again. If I click on the left button, okay, you'll see it opens the left door. Okay, if I click on the right button, it opens the right door. Can you see that? Okay, if I click the front button, it'll open up the front door, and if I click the button on the back, it opens up the door at the back. Let me just, okay, and if I jump on the pressure plate on top, it just turns everything on and off again. Okay, like that. Cool. And that is, I mean, this can be any length, it can be anywhere in the world, as long as both the controller and the door, or the whatever it is you want to activate, is in loaded chunks. If it's not in loaded chunks, you will get the following error message. For example, if you watched my last video on the combination lock, you'll see here, cannot test for a block outside the world. Okay, so if any one of these are on unloaded chunks, it won't be able to test for it. Okay, and what actually makes this all work is this row of command blocks over here. Okay, so those two are completely wireless. They can be anywhere in the world, but you still obviously need, you know, a timer and so forth. This is in my spawn chunks. It's got no kind of lag. It's got no delay. If you used anywhere else, I mean, if you looked at my video or watched my video about the combination lock, you would have seen how instantaneously basically that was. Okay, so the first thing it does, it runs off 3 command blocks. The first command block tests for a button and the state of that button. So you'll see there is a button, but until the state of that button changes, it won't actually activate or actually flag as being that particular kind of button. The same with the pressure plate. Okay, so if that is activated, what this command block does, it then actually places a torch underneath one of these blocks, which opens up the door. Okay, I mean, you probably figured this out already, so you can see that every time I do that, you'll see that it places a torch under one of those doors and it opens up. And then the reverse is just, if we do it over here, you can see it. Okay, and then it's just got an inverted torch that just replaces that with air. So it just opens it and closes it, opens it and closes it, and then it works exactly the same for every single one of these. The lights, I literally just let me just flip the switch so you can actually see it all in action. The lights is just, I replace the middle block with a redstone block. Okay, right, so now a big question is, how do I determine what the button is and what state it is in? So if you watched my quick and easy way to determine the X and Y coordinates of a block, you'll immediately notice what I am doing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place the lever up there, which allows me to test it. Now I'm going to test for this block, so I'm going to go test for block. Okay, at Y00, and that's air. I'm always just going to do air. Okay, so it will say it's found a command block, but not air, which is perfect. Now, the way that these buttons work is that they are, even though they are placed on this block, they actually occupy the block over here, oopsie, bit of a lag there, here, and there. Okay, so they actually occupy those blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an offset. Okay, when we test for it, so we're going to test if there's a, let's just put a button over here so I can show you. I'm going to put a button over there. Okay, so we're going to test the offset. So we're going to do, I think this is 1. Let's see. Okay, if I do a test, it says successfully found block air at 1. Okay, so that's not the correct one. Let's try this one over here. Okay, it found a button. Okay, perfect. So we found the one we want. So now we just replace this with -8, 131, -10. Okay, which is perfect. Now it's going to give me an error, okay, because it's going to say it found a block, but it found it at -7, 131, 9, and I'm at -7, so I need to up this by 1. It's because it seems to subtract 1, and this 9, so we do 1 here as well. If I do this again, it should now say it found button. Perfect. So now we change this, and we say this is a stone underscore button. Okay, let's see if it finds it. Okay, successfully found the button. Perfect. Now we add a 0 or a 1. Let's just add a 0. Okay, if I add a 0, it'll say it had the value of 3 and expected 0. Okay, perfect. So this button in its unpressed state, being on this side of the block, has a value of 3. If I now hit it again, okay, it's going to activate this command block and now say it had a value of 11. So that means that this button, when pressed, has a value of 11. Okay, so now I can just test for it. Okay, now let me just do a where are we? So let me just show you the output. Okay, so now if we do this, okay, it won't output a signal, okay, because I didn't press the button. The button is still value 3. But the moment I press that button, you'll see it did find it, because when it tested for it, it was at value 11. And that's it. Then all you need to do is test for each one of those things on each side of them, bottom, top, and so forth, and that's how you will get the coordinates for, you know, the particular button that you're after. And as I said, it can be for anything. It can be for a pressure plate. It can be for anything at all. Cool. Yeah, that's it. So, and then once the button is found at the right spot in the right state, you then just spawn a redstone torch or anything that will actually activate the mechanism. Cool, guys, that's it. Wireless, completely and utterly wireless redstone in vanilla Minecraft. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will check you all later.